Everyone this morning or this evening, depending on where you are. My name is Kate Gibbons. I'm the Co-Sell Product Marketing Manager, and I'm here to talk to you today about the migration from Partner Sales Connect to Partner Center for the activities that are involved in co-sell. Let's go ahead and get started. Please feel free to ask questions during this time, either in the chat window or by piping up and taking yourself off mute. We will try to get to them all, and if not, then we will definitely continue to monitor the chat window and can ask as we go through this process. So what I want to make sure that we go through today and the objectives that we're trying to achieve is I want you all to understand why there is this move into Partner Center and the benefit that this move allow for your company. Want to make sure you guys understand the scope of what's included in this migration, be able to ready your company for the move, like what are the steps that you need to take, and then how to access support for continued help if you are already on this journey or when you begin this journey. So first, let's talk about Partner Center. So Partner Center, as you may or may not be aware, is where you will conduct all of your business with Microsoft. So everything from incentives to membership management, attaining specializations, publishing your offers. And so bringing the co-selling business into this is a natural fold into this new location and hub to do your business. And the benefits that you're getting in doing this is that you will receive all of your referrals in one single place. So today, depending on what motions you were involved in, you may be getting referrals through Azure Marketplace, and those might go directly into a Marketo instance at your company or to an email alias of a seller. You may in parallel also have co-sell offers that you sell against, and those might be going to a different set of contacts. And you might also be receiving some things that do come through Partner Center today. So that's a lot for you guys to manage, and so we're bringing that together so you can really see the full pipeline that is coming from Microsoft, as well as manage them all in the same place. Additionally, you can incorporate through an API connector into your own CRM system, so you can manage everything with Microsoft in real time. So you don't have to go back and forth between the two tools. You can just send real live updates, and we can talk a little bit more about those connectors and get some more questions around that in a bit if there are more questions about some of the details of what you can share and not share and the settings you can put on. We also enable a direct seller connection with Microsoft. So today in Partner Sales Connect, it sort of defaults to the account executive for the customer, the Microsoft account executive for the customer. And what we're allowing you to do is say, maybe I don't need to work with the account executive. What I'm really needing is to work with a technical sales seller, or I need POC help, or something that's more specific versus just the general account executive. We also have simplified publishing. And what that means is, again, much like how you may be receiving referrals from different entities, you may be publishing in different places. So your co-sell offers were traditionally published in OCP GTM, and your direct customer offers that would have gone to Azure Marketplace or AppSource were published through the cloud publishing portal. So those things are coming together. So effectively, you will have one database of your solutions and offers, and then they can effectively be syndicated out to different audiences that we're working with. We also have better customer matching. So this, again, is an improvement to be really discrete and specific around what customer we're working with. And so we can align better to the appropriate sellers on those accounts. So it's done on a Dun & Bradstreet number. And so it is just precision alignment, and it makes it easier and faster, which means that we can meet our SLAs faster. Any questions around these concepts, these benefits? Okay. So let's talk about what the capabilities are that are migrating to Partner Center. So as you know, co-sell is sort of a three-step process. You publish something, then you start sharing and receiving something, and then you start deal registrations if you're winning things. So what is included in the migration from a capabilities perspective is what Microsoft shares, shares referrals with Microsoft, so what you're doing with Microsoft, things you receive from Microsoft, and then also how you register deals. So anything that's publishing related is not in scope for this migration. So just something to be clear about. So let's talk about the Partner Center expanded capabilities. So some of you may or may not be aware that today in Partner Center, or not exactly today, but most of this year, effectively there's only been the ability to co-sell against IP-based offers. And what we've done is we've expanded that to a lot more things that you can sell and a lot more ways that you can sell. So today, what is available is you have IP offers, which is already been existing. You have service offers. You have Microsoft products, so those first-party offers. And then you have the ability to sell another partner's solution. So these would be sort of in parity to Partner Sales Connect of the things that you can sell. Additionally, there are different ways to sell, and this is when you'll really start to see a difference in the way that the benefits of this are achieved in a different way. Something that is important to understand is that the ways that you are selling in Partner Sales Connect is not a copy and paste experience into Partner Center. And so how you can sell is a little bit different. So there is pipeline sharing. So a lot of times we know that you guys are sharing pipeline with us and you don't need active help from a Microsoft seller. We've heard some partners, this is 80% of what you share with us. And so we've given you the ability to share that pipeline without including the customer contact information. And what that does is it allows you to just give us visibility into what's in your pipeline without any risk of having to commit the customer information if you don't have that compliance or permission from the customer, since you're most likely in an early stage of the sales process. Then we can also do marketing campaign ID tagging. So this allows you to drop in an Allocadia code if you're receiving some marketing funding or something of the such, so you can track your return on investment. There is the Power Automate connector. And these are specific to different types of CRM systems. So today, the two that are available are Salesforce and Dynamics. And you can download those right from AppSource to implement them into your CRM systems if you have Salesforce or Dynamics. And again, that allows you to manage in real time right in your own system. Obviously, there might have some compliance or legal entities you would need to work through with your own company, but that is available to you. And then there is a different concept here for our sellers. Traditionally, our Microsoft sellers would share with just the partner. And what we've actually done is we've shifted our Microsoft sellers to share on your offer. So it would say, this is the product with which we are going to go into this customer deal with. Are there any questions around those?
Kate, there are a few questions in the chat.
Okay.
One of them is around ramifications of the connecting the CRM system, which I think is pretty relevant to the content you just covered.
Yeah. So there will definitely be a deep dive around that, but at a high level, what I want you guys to understand in the connectors is there are settings that your company can set that allows different types of information to flow back and forth. For example, you can put on the setting and say, like, everything gets sent back and forth between the two systems and the two tools in real time. You can also set the setting within your own instance of CRM that says, oh, we only want this type of information to go in real time, and maybe there's a daily sync or a weekly sync that has the other bits of information. So there is definitely a lot of control settings that you as partners can set within your own instances to make sure that you're being compliant and sharing what you want to share when you want to share it. Does that answer that question? I'll take that as a yes. Megan, are there any other questions?
Yeah, there was another question about how, if they're not currently using the campaign ID tagging and Partner Sales Connect, how to find out what that would be and how to use it, I guess, going forward.
Yeah, so this is really for you guys, the partners, to track the campaign IDs that are relevant to you. So there is literally just a field. Let's say the campaign tag ID you got was 12345. There is just simply a field that you can enter that campaign code 12345 into, that you can track your return on investment. Those marketing codes or Allocadia codes would come from associated GTM services or benefits that you would be working on with other Microsoft entities. So if you have a marketing contact within your company, they may have more visibility to what those codes might actually be. But the functionality is simply just registering it in your deal as a field.
And there's one last comment around search and filter capabilities. So the ask is supporting search, filter, and sort by customer name options for the opportunities,
Yeah.
and to help just kind of scrolling through long lists of opportunities.
Yeah, so great question. So today in the UX, there is not, to accurately, this person's pointing out, there's not a search and filter. That is on the roadmap to come pretty quickly. I can't remember if specifically in opportunities if there's a customer filter off the top of my head, but there is improved filtering and sorting to effectively solve the problem that you're experiencing, which is scrolling through the long lists.
That's it. That's in the chat for now.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone, for your great questions, and Megan. So what I want to walk you through here a little bit, and I don't want to drain this slide completely, but again, it goes back to that concept that this is not a copy and paste experience. And so these, I would look at these as these are some of the most frequently asked questions that we receive when partners sort of migrate into this new experience. And so what we've done here is sort of tried to bridge how I used to do something in one tool and how I do it in another tool. And again, you will receive this deck, so this can be sort of a hack, a cheat sheet for you, if you will. And I do want to emphasize that when you choose to make the migration, which we'll go into a few more details on the next slide. Our recommendation is that deals that exist within Partner Sales Connect, you continue to manage until the end of the sales cycle in that tool and start everything fresh in Partner Center. Instead of trying to migrate over everything, that is our recommendation. So just something for you guys all to be aware of. So this is a lot of words, but again, this can be used as your cheat sheet in the future. So making the move to Partner Center. So first of all, your company and the contacts, we'll get to that in a second, will receive an invitation via email once sort of all of the co-selling capabilities are available for your business. So maybe if you are traditionally a partner that has service offers, going into a Partner Center may not have been a great experience for you yet because there wasn't the ability to sell service offers. So we want to make sure that all those capabilities are available to you. We also want to make sure that our Microsoft resources are aware that you're migrating, can better help support you. So that is our support team. That is also if you have a PDM, if you're a managed partner, making sure that everyone is aware and ready to help along this migration. And then we also want to limit the bifurcation that you might have between the Partner Center and Partner Sales Connect. So while there is inevitably like a small window of time where you will have to sort of let things drain out of Partner Sales Connect and then go into Partner Center, we don't want you to be straddling these two tools for a long time. So if you've been involved in the ISV Connect program, this may have been something that your company experienced because of program sort of commitments. And so we're really trying actively to move partners in this way. So who gets invited? That's usually the next question that I get, or who gets contacted when invited. And so the contacts that we have are the contacts that are listed within OCP GTM. And so that has to do, those are contacts that are driven by either your PDM or yourselves. You can always go through the Cloud Enablement Desk if you are unmanaged and do not have a PDM to ensure that the right contacts are there. Additionally, in Partner Center, there are 2 roles that will receive contact. So it's the Global Administrator as well as the Referral Administrator. So many people will be contacted, but those are the people that we contact. Any questions around that?
There is one question actually around PSC. When will it shut off officially?
So there is no official shut-off date. We don't want to, while we want you to move to Partner Center, we don't want to force you to move to Partner Center if your company is not ready at this time. So there is no official shut-off date, but there will be at some point a date with which we turn it off.
And also, are you planning to create short video vignettes to show examples of common tasks when the UI settles? The documentation has not screenshots to facilitate learning.
Yeah, so that's a really great question. And so today, our always on feature is within Docs, which we'll get to in a little bit. But we are building complementary materials that are more visually accurate and lend more help to that. There is some information right here on the CoSell Experience Gallery, but some of it those are only for things that are accurate today as far as a UX experience. But there will be a complementary resource to what's in docs.com.
That's it for now in the chat box.
Perfect. So let's talk about prerequisites. So one, you have to have a MPN ID. That seems pretty straightforward. You do have to complete a business profile within Partner Center. If you don't already have one, this is a pretty low lift. Think about it as a marketing profile. You put in your logo, identify what types of customers you want to work with, things like that. You need a referral administrator. So your global administrator can grant access to a referral administrator. And then again, we ask that you review this how-to CoSell Experience Gallery. So that is some videos as well as documentation in docs.com. And that will help you sort of get acquainted with what the UX looks like and the steps and how to manage referrals and deal registration. Next, I want to help you guys understand how to access support. So much like how there were many different ways to receive support for things that involving CoSell, and we've brought them in, we're bringing them into Partner Center, we've also brought in our support process as well. So effectively, there are 2 entry points that go to the same team now, so we can have better rigor around how to help you and making sure that we're getting your questions answered as quickly as possible. So within Partner Center up here, you can actually click on the question mark, and that allows you to find self-service materials that may just answer your question as well as file a support ticket. And then, as always has been the case, you can also go to partner.microsoft.com/support, and that will also get you to a point where you can understand self-service materials that are there to answer your questions as well as file a support ticket. So any questions around that?
Kate, there are some additional questions in the chat that have come up. So one is getting copies of these slides.
Yeah, so we will send this deck out after at the end of our business day here in Redmond, along with the recording.
And then there's a question about the sales cycle and draining opportunities out of Partner Sales Connect. Marianne says her sales cycle is about 18 months. So hoping that, once they drain the opportunities out of PSC, that will still work in terms of the transition that we have planned over to Partner Center. Yeah,
so I think their concern is if there's a deal that's still going on in Partner Sales Connect, are you going to turn off that tool? And the answer is we would not have a scenario with which you are managing a deal in Partner Sales Connect, turn it off, and no longer have you have access to it. I don't know what the plan would be at that point, if that would be like to migrate it into Partner Center or to let it continue in Partner Sales Connect, but we wouldn't cut you off, so to speak, which I think is the concern.
And then there was also a question about who should be a referral admin.
So that's really up to your company. The referral admin is typically, someone from the sales team that has access to effectively what would be an inbox of all the things that are going on, and would do, if you're inside the UX, would do sort of the tactical filling out of the fields and the sharing of the deal and the accepting and declining. So with that additional context, we would still look to you to identify who from your company would be best to do that. We have seen that if it's not just an individual, but maybe a series of individuals or a distribution list, that tends to be more effective.
Another question just popped in the chat that from Marianne. We use the extract feature often in PSC. Will that be available in Partner Center?
By extract feature, I think you mean you download. Is that what you mean, Marianne? You download things?
Yes, I do mean that. The download feature of all the PSC records that are out there. We use that very often.
Okay. So there is not an intent to be able to download things or bulk upload things. But if I'm understanding the goal of why you do that, it's to access the information, correct?
That is correct.
You're not actually looking for
correct.
The feature.
We use it for PRACAR identification.
So the identification would be done through analytics and other features, but we can definitely take that offline. In full disclosure, that's not my area of expertise. So let's take that offline and get you a better answer.
Okay.
And then Krista is asking if they want to move to Partner Center sooner rather than later, can they request to be moved over rather than waiting for the invite?
So as of right now, unfortunately, due to our capacity from support, we are limited, and that's why we're definitely rolling it out in sort of an invitation based way on our principals. That might change in the future once sort of the state of the world is a little bit more back to normal and we can all have the same capacity that we've had. Christina, I'm looking, sorry, that's from you. Sorry, I can't see what company you're from, Christina, on this. But one thing that you can do is you can always ask your PDM, to see if they can influence priority.
And Ian is asking when they will have consulting offers show up in the Azure in Portal Marketplace.
The Azure in Portal, do you mean the Azure product portal? Sorry, Ian. Can you ask me that question so I can get a little more clear? Ian, you might be on mute talking. I think your question, Ian, is around when I publish my consulting offer, when does that appear in the Azure product portal for purchasing? I think that's your question. I don't have visibility into that. That would be something that would be on the publishing side of the house. And you can actually access that information again through Docs. There will be sort of a roadmap in there, if I've understood your question correctly.
And Justin is asking for help around how to connect to Salesforce. It has been a struggle, and if someone has success or best practices, that would be helpful. I think the newly released app, the Flow app, might help with that. Kate?
Yeah, so Justin, I don't know the history of what you've been trying to do with the API into Salesforce, but these new Power Automate connectors make that significantly easier and really reduce the lift on you and the time to implement. The first place to start would be going to AppSource to download the Salesforce Partner Center connector. Let me actually just see if I can pull up the link right now and drop it in the window. And that has supporting documentation in docs as well.
And there's a question if this connector requires Dynamics to be set up.
So there's two different connectors. So there's the AppSource or the Salesforce one, and let me just get the Dynamics one for consistency here. Hold on. I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Hi, hi, sorry, it's Daniel here. I raised just a question about this. It might be just easier just to explain it. So we've been using Partner Center. We moved last year. We've been on it successfully. Everything's working well. So we've tried the brand new connector, and we use Salesforce as our CRM, and it appears that the connector requires a Dynamics application to be running when we try and install it, which is a bit odd because obviously we don't have Dynamics, and it just seems odd and that's straight off the store. So just wondered if it is a requirement to have a Dynamics, effectively Dynamics set up in our tenant, even though we're using Salesforce.
You're not required to have a Dynamics tenant, but you are required to have a subscription to Power Automate, and maybe that's I think
we're good with Power Automate. We've got flows and etc. up and running. So I don't think that's the problem currently.
Okay. So my recommendation to try to unblock yourself is to file a support ticket to go to see if for some reason we've downloaded the wrong thing or anything like that. But I don't believe that you need a Dynamics instance to run your Salesforce connector. That seems counterintuitive to me.
Yeah.
Not something I've heard. So
I'd bring it up as well because I think there's another gentleman, Justin, mentioned it as well, saying looking about Salesforce might have been a struggle. So maybe there is something a bit funny. It would be great to know if anyone else has actually successfully connected Salesforce in. That would be brilliant, actually.
Yeah, this is brand new as of Monday, the connector. So I can't personally speak to if to share with you the success story. But again, if it seems to be that there's a bug or something, please do file a support ticket so our engineering team can jump on that and get it unblocked for you.
Sure. Thank you very much. Yeah, cool.
You're very welcome. And I do want to be conscientious of time. I hope that we've answered your questions today. We will definitely go through this chat window and try to answer if we have not. And thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone. I will conclude the session. The recording will be posted on the Microsoft Partner community tomorrow, most likely. So thank you all for joining. Have a great day ahead.
Okay. Thank you.